All right, well, since its inception, the adult film industry has been mired by stereotypes. Some saying that adult film actresses all have a history of sexual abuse. Some saying that sexually transmitted diseases are rampant in the industry. While there is always some sort of truth to these stereotypes, the industry has evolved since its birth and to a career path that some actors choose to make a living by. A new report gives credibility to that argument. It says that female entertainers are happier, more spiritually healthy, and have higher self-esteem than other women. The study was conducted by Pennsylvania's Shippensburg University, Texas Women's University, and also the Adult Industry Medical Healthcare Foundation, and was published in the Journal of Sex Research. It compares adult female actresses with women of the same race, age, and marital status, and it found a number of things. The report concluded that there was no statistically significant difference between the groups of women when it comes to sexual abuse as a child. It also found that these performers sleep better and have more energy overall. Now, this report isn't a case for the adult film industry, but it is the first major study of its kind. So it is shining a light on an industry that is oftentimes played out in the shadows and then ends up on television screens across the nation, although in secret. So here to give us an inside look of what women in the industry actually experience is one of these entertainers, Chanel Preston.
Hello.
Hi there, Chanel. So this report claims that you are happier and that you are psychologically healthier than other women. So let me start off by asking you, are you happier?
Well, I don't know if I'm happier than all the other women, but I am very happy and I'm very comfortable with who I am, and I'm very happy that I do what I do.
And it also says that you have a higher self-esteem and a better body image of yourself than other women. Can you kind of compare some of the women that you know that are in the industry versus some of the women that you know that are not in the industry, and kind of tell me, do you think that the women that are in the industry have this higher self-esteem and body image?
I actually think the successful women in the industry do have a better idea of they have better self-esteem. Obviously, we're exposed all the time, and so we're running around without clothes on often, and you can't do that if you're insecure, and then if you are, you're not going to be successful at what you do, for sure.
So let's talk about how you got involved in this industry. There's an argument, it's called the damaged goods hypothesis. I'm not sure if you're aware of it. And it argues that actresses involved in this industry come from desperate backgrounds and are less psychologically healthy than other women. Can I ask you what your background is and how you decided to enter this industry?
You know, I grew up in a really great family. I was not even a promiscuous person when I was younger. I've always felt like I was very open-minded, and I was actually working as a counter manager at a skincare line, and I just wasn't very happy. It was stressful, and I ended up quitting. And I had always been a little curious about the sex industry, and so I decided to make the plunge, and I became a stripper. And then I was given the opportunity to travel a lot all over the U.S., and I actually met a lady that asked me if I would be interested in entering the porn industry, and I initially said no, but I went home and I gave it a lot of thought, and I considered all the repercussions, and I thought, you know, I actually saw an opportunity there to make a lot of money and do really well and possibly make a career. And I called her back a couple weeks later and I said, yeah, let's do this. So
And
I don't have any, I have no history of sexual abuse. Like I said, a great family, and they're still supportive of me, so.
And at the end of the day, are you happy with your career?
I am very happy. I think it has actually shaped who I've become as a person. I don't think that being in any other industry could have helped me become who I am.
And I do want to bring up one of the quotes that was from this article. It says, some descriptions of actresses in pornography have included attributes such as drug addiction, homelessness, poverty, desperation, and being victims of sexual abuse. Some have made extreme assertions, such as claiming that all women in pornography were sexually abused as children. Stereotypes of those involved in adult entertainment have been used to support or condemn the industry and to justify political views on pornography. Although the actual characteristics of actresses are unknown because no study of this group has actually been conducted. So one of the things that I want to ask you about, because this is what we have seen time after time, is anti-porn, anti-adult film industry advocates saying that that you guys are these homeless, drug-addicted kind of people. So let's just go through the list so that we can kind of clear up some of the things. Do you have a drug addiction?
No.
Are you homeless?
No.
Are you poor?
No.
Would you describe yourself as desperate or being a victim of some sort of sexual abuse?
Absolutely not.
So and would you describe your fellow women in this industry as being any of those things? I mean, clearly you interact with them. What type of feeling have you gotten from them? Do they come from desperate backgrounds?
No, and like I said, there's all different facets of the industry, and I'm not going to say that there aren't women that fall into that stereotype, because there are, and it's just a reality of our industry. But the successful ones are nothing like that. And if they are, they will not be successful in our industry, and they will not have a career in our industry in this day and age.
And let's go ahead and turn the conversation now and talk a bit about the health aspects of it. Now, the report talked about the psychological and spiritual health, but I want to kind of take it one step further to discuss the physical health. You were explaining to me a bit earlier today that adult film performers used to get tested every month. How often are you tested now?
Now, as of a few months ago, we test every 2 weeks.
And what do they look for in these tests?
We are tested for HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis now.
Now, most women only get tested once a year, if that. Obviously, they aren't, so to say, as sexually advantageous as women in your industry. But do you think that you are more or less in control of your health to the same extent, more, or equal of other women?
I think people find that performers in our industry are actually more responsible than the rest of the world. I don't know, because it's drilled in our minds to test all the time, and we're conditioned to be aware of disease. So a lot of people in our industry are really careful about sleeping with people outside of the industry, which it seems kind of ironic, because it's sort of the opposite for other people. They would never dream of sleeping with someone in our industry, yet we're a lot more careful than everyone else, it seems.
And finally, we just have about a minute left, but I do want to ask you this. There's so many stereotypes, I think we kind of talked about a few of them here today, that regard your industry and adult film actresses in particular. Is there something that you kind of want the general public to know, something that can help men and women see you as more than some sort of exploited sex worker and really see you as a person?
A lot of women that get into this industry actually leave their professional careers to do this, because so many people are curious about the sex world, and it's a performance, and it's fun, and it's exciting, and if you're comfortable with yourself, it can be really lucrative and an amazing career, and you actually learn a lot about yourself, and that's, I think, why we feel so comfortable with who we are. And most of us make this decision mindfully, and a lot of people think that, you know, some creepy person tried to get us into the industry and we were young and naive, but that's not the case in a lot of situations nowadays. And we are happy, and we're comfortable with our lifestyle.
I think that what we are seeing is a shift towards more progressive attitudes, and that opens the door for lots of possibilities as people in your profession are kind of discovering. Adult film performer Chanel Preston, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.